What if I told you that there is a better way to install applications or softwares on Windows operating system? Well, don't be surprised because there is. But before we get to that, let me ask you a question. How do you currently install applications or softwares on your Windows operating system? You have a few options. You can head over to Microsoft Store, search for the application that you want and download it from here. But the problem here is that the application that you get in Microsoft Store is not the same application that you'd get from the vendor's website, because these are not classic desktop applications that we had. For instance, the VLC that you get in App Store is not the same as the VLC that you would get on their website, because it's a desktop application written in some .NET framework language, but here this VLC is written in a new framework called UWP, Universal Windows Platform, and you can't put an application in Microsoft Store until you port this application to this new platform or you rewrite your application from scratch. That's a bit of technical jargon. You don't need to worry about that. The problem is that Microsoft Store is not an exhaustive solution for installing softwares or applications on your Windows machine as of now. So what is our next option? Well, let's say we want to download VLC. Then we would go to our browser, then in Google we will type download VLC, then we would head over to VLC's official website. We could click on download the VLC, and once it's downloaded we would continue with installing the application manually. The other option is to download the software from a third-party website like Softpedia or FileHippo. You could search for VLC here and you'd get the list of VLC that this website has, and you could continue with installation, download and installation. But this is very tedious work. If you have to do this for many applications, it's going to take a long time, and it's very boring job. I'm sure you wouldn't want to do this. This is where package management comes into play. What exactly is package management or a package manager? Let's see what Google says. A package manager or package management system is a collection of software tools that automates the process of installing, upgrading, configuring, and removing computer programs for a computer's operating system in a consistent manner. Package managers are designed to eliminate the need of manual installs and updates. This is what we want to do. We don't want to be manually downloading a piece of software and installing it. So, do we have a package manager for Windows? Of course we do. If you head over to chocolatey.org, you will see this headline: the package manager for Windows. The concept of package managers is not new. If you have ever used a Linux operating system like Ubuntu, you must be familiar with apt. Apt is a package manager that you can find on an Ubuntu operating system derivative or Ubuntu itself. So what does this apt provide? The apt package manager provides you ability to install, remove, or even search for applications that you want to install. And it also provides you scores of other features that we cannot cover in this video itself, but the most important thing it allows you to do is it allows you to search an application like, let me show you. So, I want to search for VLC. I would just type in like this. It would list me all these applications that it has in the repository, and the repository is a place from where the package manager can download these softwares. And usually Linux has it has a huge repository. It can You can find almost every application that you'll ever need in these repositories. For those you cannot find, you can always go to the websites and download them manually, but it has you covered for most part. So you can search for VLC. Let's say I have searched for VLC and I have found these. I want to install this VLC. I could just copy it, or I could type it, and then I could just say sudo apt install VLC. I have it already installed, so it won't do anything. Now if I want to remove VLC, I would say sudo apt remove VLC. It would ask me if I really want to remove. I could also type in multiple applications separated by space, and it would download all these applications in one go, and it would install them without needing any feedback. So this is the power of Package Manager on Linux. Now let's get back to the Windows package management. We want to install Chocolatey Package Manager for Windows. Windows does not provide any native package management like Linux does, so we want to install Chocolatey to do that for us. Chocolatey also has a powerful feature like searching for applications in its repository, and you can also do that on its website. If you click on Find Packages here, you can get a peek at all the 8,700 applications that are available in Chocolatey repository. You can also search for applications in this search box. You can type the name of the application and click on search. Then you get the list of the application. You can install any of these. All you have to do is type or copy this command to your command prompt. I'll show you how to do that. The structure of the command is very simple. Choco is the keyword for Chocolatey, followed by space, and the command. In this case, what exactly do we want the Chocolatey package manager to do? We want it to install, and which application we want it to install? We want it to install VLC. So we have three words: Choco, install, VLC, all separated by space. So it's very simple. There is also a graphical way of installing softwares, but we are not going to talk about that in this video. We will just set up command line Choco package manager that you will be able to use in order to manage your softwares. So let's get started with that. The minimum requirements to be able to run Chocolatey is Windows 7, Windows Server 2003, or you must also have PowerShell v2 installed, and .NET Framework 4. If you're running Windows 10 or 11, then you most likely already have all of these covered. But if you're on Windows 7, then you might need to make sure that you have PowerShell and .NET Framework 4 installed before proceeding with Chocolatey install. Now, once you have that out of the way, you must run PowerShell with administrative privilege. So let's do that. PowerShell. Run PowerShell as administrator. And now what we want to do is, first we want to check that our get execution policy command does not return restricted. In my case, it returns all signed, so there is no problem. I can continue to run this final command that will download the script and run in order to set up Chocolatey for us. But if your execution policy returns restricted, then you have to run this command or this one. Any one of these, you can just copy it and paste it here. You will get a prompt. You just have to type yes I'm not going to do that because I have already done that. Then you can proceed to copy this final command that will actually download the script to set up entire Choco on your system. You can click on copy here, and then you have to paste it in your command prompt and click enter. I have already installed it, but it will not do any harm if I run the command again. Sorry about my slow internet. You can see I got a warning that Choco was found at C program file Chocolatey because I have already installed, so it will not reinstall it. In your case, once you paste this command, you can click enter and wait for it to finish. Then Chocolatey will be installed on your system. Finally, you can type Choco to make sure that Chocolatey is installed. As you can see, it is already installed on my system. Now, as we saw with the Linux apt package manager, here are the commands that is supported by Chocolatey. You can see the commands: list, find, search. Find searches a remote or local package. Lists remote or local package. If you want to install anything, you will have to type install. If you want to uninstall something, you have to type uninstall. There are lots of commands that Chocolatey supports. In this video, we will not be covering everything, but if you want to see how it works once you have set it up, you can search for a package and install it. Let me do that. Let me search for Skype. Let's say we want to install Skype. We can type Choco space install. Let's not type install. Let's first search the repository. It's looking for Skype in its repository, and it found this many Skype versions. First one is Skype 8.75.0140. So whichever version of Skype you want to download, you just have to copy it. You don't have to copy the version, you just have to copy the name of the application. And then you have to type Choco install Skype. Click enter. It will ask you for, do you want to run this script? You have to select yes. You can answer in yes or Y, whichever you think is easier. You see it's downloading. You can see the download progress here, 6%. My internet is very slow, so it's gonna take a while. So it's finally downloaded and it's continuing to install it. Let me show you. There is no Skype as of now. Once it's finished install, you can see I will be able to search for Skype and run it. Now I can see Skype. It's already running. You can see Skype is installed. How easy was it? It was so easy. I didn't have to go to any website. I didn't have to go to any app store. I just typed install Skype. I just told Chocolatey to find Skype, and then I told it to install it, and it did. It was so easy and it was so efficient. I didn't have to go here or there. It was just very easy. And I don't think people should be afraid of running commands, because it's very easy. You just have to type three commands, not 3 commands. You just have to type 3 words to install any piece of software, and you could type in multiple applications at the same time. Now if I want to remove Skype, I would just type Choco uninstall Skype. It will ask me if I really want to uninstall. I just have to answer yes or no. If I don't, well, it didn't ask me. It is set up to just uninstall. So if Skype has been uninstalled, that's it. Skype is gone.